LiberalViewer presents.
So last week in motions before the trial of Ahmed Khalfan, accused of helping bomb U.S. embassies in East Africa in 1998, when a federal judge excluded a witness from testifying because the witness was discovered as the result of a coercive interrogation by the CIA under the Bush administration, the introductory description from Fox News reporter Julie Kirtz downplayed the Bush torture part, instead concentrating on controversy for the Obama administration, as you can see here.
Hey, Gretchen, this development adds to the fierce debate over whether the Obama administration can successfully prosecute a terrorist detainee from Gitmo in a civilian court. And prosecutors got off to a rough start, as you mentioned, in the case against alleged U.S. embassy bomber Ahmed Ghailani. The judge in New York ruling on Wednesday that a key witness cannot testify because investigators learned of him during Ghailani's interrogation in a secret CIA jail. His lawyers say he was tortured.
Now, merely mentioning that his lawyers say he was tortured does not accurately reflect the basis of the federal judge's ruling, which you can confirm for yourself by doing what the Fox News reporter presumably did and just reading the judge's 3-page order on the issue, which I've uploaded to my webpage at liberalviewer.com/gitmoorder.pdf. There you'll see it wasn't just Ghailani's lawyers who said he was tortured. It was actually the career federal prosecutor hired by the Bush administration who admitted that the court should, quote, assume in deciding this motion that everything Ghailani said while in CIA custody was coerced, unquote. Yet not only did the Fox News reporter never mention that the federal prosecutor admitted the interrogations were coercive, but the reporter just nodded along when the brown-haired guy who's not Steve Doocy, who anchors Fox and Friends, misled viewers with this commentary.
Julie, what I find amazing is, aren't we going on just his word that he says he was tortured? And his lawyers, of course, spouting his case. So we're going to believe now every terrorist, and that we know it's part of the terrorist handbook to claim that we're treating them poorly?
Now, saying the judge's order resulted from unsubstantiated claims of torture by the accused and his lawyers is actually the opposite of the truth, but the Fox News reporter, who either read or should have read the judge's order in the case, just nodded along with the misinformation, never correcting it, and instead giving the disjointed reply you can see here.
Well, the judge in this case says, he takes this very seriously. He understands the ramifications of this, but we have to proceed and make sure that the witnesses are able to testify and that the testimony is fair.
That answer bordered on the unintelligible and certainly didn't reflect the judge's actual rationale for excluding the witness that, quote, the Constitution is the rock upon which our nation rests. We must follow it not only when it is convenient, but when fear and danger beckon in a different direction. To do less would diminish us and undermine the foundation upon which we stand, unquote. But I didn't hear anything about the Constitution in the Fox News report, which I think robbed Fox News viewers of important insights into the constitutional values being upheld here, but I want to know what you think. Was the judge in this case justified in excluding the witness discovered by coercive interrogation because we must follow the Constitution not only when it is convenient, but when fear and danger beckon in a different direction? And despite the spin in the Fox News report, shouldn't we blame any problems with this prosecution on the Bush administration and the CIA for using unconstitutional coercive interrogation methods?
YouTube, you decide.